Howdy folks, my name is Gerhard. For those that perhaps don't know me, I am the founder and creator of the Passive Coin Trade Project. So I want to personally welcome you to the Passive Coin Trade Project. But first of all, I'm hoping that this recording will find you all in good health. Perhaps not in a very good mood right at this moment, because as most of you probably already know, that the crypto markets are in a horrific bloodbath, I guess we could call it at the moment. But that's something that comes and goes. So I would say, why worry and get miserable and depressed over something that we have no control over anyways, right? Now, with that said, instead, I would say let's just hold on to whatever cryptos anybody has, and just wait, just hold and wait until things turn around, as they always have, and I am quite sure they will again this time around. So then that leads me to a question. So what do we do now in the meantime until the markets rebound? We can get back to actively trading, buying and selling, and making money on the buying low and selling higher, right? Well, most of us, I'm sure it's safe to say that most of us still need money, right? Well, I personally sure do, and I also know that our passive coin project could use a real boost, a real shot in the arm, financially speaking, of course, to grow and expand and add additional streams of income and so on and so forth. So while looking for answers, what we can do in the meantime to raise funds, I found the answer in the 50/50 crowdfunding project. It's a world famous crowdfunding project, unlike anything that, at least that I have ever seen, and I've seen many of them, and I have participated in many of them. This is totally different in every sense of the word, and it just opens up a world of opportunities that most of us would perhaps otherwise never have. So let me just get my notes out. Yeah, with this project, we can turn the financial tide into a positive direction, and we can do it very, very quickly too. I've been in it for a couple of weeks now. I have not mass promoted it in any way, shape, or form. I have just shared a few Skype messages and Discord messages and so on. That's all I've done so far, and I'm already personally ahead with the project. But before I get started here, let's be very clear on a few things here right up front. I want to be 100% sure that there cannot be any misunderstanding nor leaving any room for misinterpretations. I want to cut it down or try to be as precise as I can and as clear as I can. Mind you, I'm not English educated, therefore I struggle with the English language a lot. I might be using words that perhaps do not exactly express what I'm trying to say, but hopefully you'll get the idea. Okay, now then, on the next step is, we all know and understand that it takes, for the most part, it takes money to make money, or at the very least, depending on the situation or the project, right? It takes at the very least real efforts on everybody's part to make anything happen, right? We all know that things just don't happen on their own. Somebody has to take the initiative, and others have to follow suit in order to make something happen. So let's not kid ourselves that this is something that we can just jump in and boom, sit back and relax and just wait for everything to happen on its own, because most likely we would just set ourselves up for disappointments and I for one don't want to do that. I don't want to set myself up for disappointments, nor do I want to start all over again, disappointing a lot of people like I haven't, inevitably have done in the past, and in more, I hate to admit it, but in more cases than one. But that's in the past. That's water on the bridge. I like to hope that I have, to a certain degree, learned from past mistakes, so that I will try my best not to make the same mistakes again. So, anyways, let's break this down, as I like to call it, into the nitty-gritty bits here in terms of how this new, never done before plan will work. When I refer to it as never done before, I think it's safe to make that bold statement that this plan, how I have figured it out, has never been done before, and I hope that I will be able to do a good enough job so that you will get a clear overall picture of exactly what this is, how it works, so you can then, if you would be so kind and just sit back and hear me out, so you can now make a decision if and how you wish to participate. Now, I've carefully designed this plan so it will directly benefit every single BCCA coin holder and members of PCT. PCT stands for Passive Coin Trade for short, right? Because as a result, it will directly create a demand for the BCCA coins. Thus, the price on the market will go up, right? Raising the value of everybody's coins that they hold. But as I have already mentioned above, perhaps I skipped that part. But anyways, I will get this document that I wrote. I put everything into writing. I'll get it properly worded, and I will send it out. I will blast it out everywhere so that everybody can read up on it. But anyways, as I should have already mentioned, in case I forgot, non-participants in the passive crowdfunding project will not benefit in any other way than by the projected increase in the market price of the BCCA coin, right? Going back to what I already said before, that we know and understand by now that things don't happen on their own, that we either contribute, we either have money to make money, or at the very least, we participate. We put in a real effort to make the group, make the team, make it happen for everybody to, at the end of the day, sit down around the table and take turns and putting our hand in a cookie jar to reap the reward, so to speak, right? Now then, I'm calling this part here contributions and distributions. 1. Participate meaning you join the 50/50 crowdfunding project under our official PCT referral link. I will post the links in the description box under this video. And then you would make a once out-of-pocket contribution of just $250 towards the PCT crowdfunding project, which then opens a receiving center for you for your own crowdfunding project to start raising funds for whatever you may need to raise funds for, whether it's for yourself, for your own personal needs, for it be a nonprofit, for a church, whatever you need funds for. This project can be used to raise funds and raise as much as you need. But don't let the amount $250 scare you away. I know that there's a lot of people that for whom $250 is a lot of money. But don't let that scare you, because they have now added an additional level for just $150. So if you honestly cannot afford to join us at the $250 level, then all you need to do is just contact us, and we'll be more than happy to get you a link where you can then start up or get involved at only $150. Mind you, we're talking about a one-time out-of-pocket. How this progresses and how we work this as a team, and everybody as as individuals, as aside from the teamwork, can make this happen very, very quickly, and we will never ever spend more than a one-time either 250 or a one-time 150 plus the administration fee, or I forgot exactly what they call it, whereby the creator of this system recoups his investment, having created this, which I'm sure it was not a small undertaking. It is a very, very expensive project to create. I know from personal experience. Now, anyways, let's break it down. Now we have covered the cost and the participation. Let's break it down into, or I should say, move on to the distribution. Now, please note that 50% of all of the crowdfunding contributions that come in will go into a special reserve. Those verifiable funds, what I mean by verifiable, you will always get screenshots at the end of the week or periodically. You will see screenshots of the actual account, so that you as a participant will know exactly how much how much has been contributed towards the crowdfunding project. So this is going to be totally transparent. If I say two donations have, or two contributions have come in for $125, $250, or whatever the case may be, you will be able to verify that what I say is true and accurate, right? This is not to deceive anybody. This is to have a perfectly transferable project where everybody is supposed to feel comfortable with that if they participate, the funds will not be misused. Nobody will be misled or in any of that sort. None of that. That is simply just not going to be allowed here. Now, yeah, as I already said, 50% of the crowdfunding project fund go into a special reserve. Now, those funds can only be used to buy BCC coins on the exchange, where BCC is currently listed. Again, I will add the link below in the description box how you can join the exchange where your coin, our coin, is publicly tradable. Number 3, 25% of the funds of the crowdfunding contributions will be used to expand and grow the project, adding additional streams of passive and others might be semi-passive income streams for both the company and all of the participants, and also to cover the operating cost. There's always a cost involved, not to mention recouping my own investment in having created this system, but simply just maintaining it and keeping it online. It costs. It takes money. Number 4. And this is the kicker. This is where it gets interesting for those that will participate in this. The other 25%, as you will see, 50 goes towards the reserve, 25 goes into the expansion and growth and the overhead, etc., etc. Now that leaves 25%. Those other 25% will be shared with the PCT crowdfunding contributors. Nobody else, only the active contributors will share 25% of the total profits, not profits, of the total crowdfunding contributions. And that will be in a form of a, it will be, you will be offered a choice, either in BCCA coins. Those that believe in the project and are wise enough to realize the potential of this, they will decide to receive their share in BCCA coins, but it will be up to you. You will have a choice to either receive the equivalent in BCCA coins sent to your personal wallet, or as a form of a cashback, so to speak, in the currency that your contribution was made in. For example, if your contribution was via Bitcoin, then your share, your cashback, as I like to call it, perhaps it's not the exact, the correct terminology, but for simplicity's sake, I'll just refer to it as a cashback. If your contribution was in Bitcoin, then your cashback will be in Bitcoin. If it was in any other form, that's how you will get it, unless other arrangements are made prior to initiating a funds distribution, right? Let me see here. What are my additional notes that I wrote? How the plan works. For my plan to work, it simply just needs to be a combined effort, and it needs to be based on a two-way street, so to speak, where traffic has to flow in both directions, not just another one-way street project, because that fizzles out, and I personally have no desire of that, and I'm sure it's safe to say that neither do you. We want something that can be self-sustainable, that can be long-term, that can be a project where everybody feels safe to make their contributions and give and take as they see fit, as they need, and just keep benefiting from it. Help the community grow, help the company grow, expand, and by doing so, we will get well rewarded. Everybody will get well rewarded for it. Okay, the traffic starts flowing by you joining under the PCT, as I already explained before, under the PCT's 50/50 crowdfunding link, which helps to raise funds for our PCT project, while at the same time the traffic immediately starts to flow in the opposite direction. That's why I refer to it as a two-way street. The traffic starts to flow when you join and you make a contribution towards the crowdfunding project, and thereafter the traffic starts to flow in the opposite direction towards you to raise funds for whatever you personally need funds for. Now then, the question may come to you, but how can that be so? If you don't understand the 50/50 crowdfunding, then undoubtedly you will have questions. You might wonder, okay, now how can this two-way street work? That is very simple, because of two things. One, it's how the 50/50 project was designed. To better understand the 50/50, what that means, a lot of people ask me, okay, what does 50/50 mean? I mean, what does it refer to, or what does it stand for? It means that you always get half of everything. And that's what makes this unique, and that's what makes this different and sets it aside from, or apart from any other project of this type or of this nature, because in a traditional crowdfunding, you have a crowdfunding going on, you raise all of the funds, and you keep all of the funds. But in this, because it is a team effort, it is a global crowdfunding project, we share and share alike. 50, that's why they call it 50/50, because we get 50% of contributions, and we share the other 50% with our upline. And then to further explain how this works, you need to watch some videos. Again, I will post some links in the description box so you can watch the videos on how exactly this 50/50 crowdfunding works. And believe you me, if you will watch those videos with an open mind and let it sink in what you will be seeing and hearing, and there's other videos, I highly recommend you to watch other videos that were by the creator himself, David Rosen, a very famous gentleman who used to sleep in a car, and 3 years later he turned into a multi-millionaire. So again, I highly recommend you to get to know who David Rosen is and how he became a multimillionaire. It will, it will just blow your mind. The gentleman, he is good at what he does. He deserves every million that he managed to raise. He deserves every dollar of it, because he's just that type of a person. And this guy, by the looks of it, he's a big guy, but I can assure you, most of that big guy is heart. This guy is all heart. Just by hearing him speak, you can tell that this guy's heart beats for you and me as well, not just for him. He's not a greedy person. He hates greed as much as I do. So in that sense, we have a lot in common. But anyways, I don't want to drag this unnecessarily long. So in closing, I just want to just quickly go over the most important things, so that, as I said before, I'm hoping to do a good enough job for you to understand how this works, so that you can make an educated decision. I want you to let this sink in. Otherwise, you will not grasp it. Otherwise, it may not make sense. That how this will directly benefit everybody as a whole, every single coin holder. Why? Because of the special reserve. Those funds, as I already said, can only be used to buy coins. Now, if you have a sell order on the exchange, and when the time comes that we tally up the funds that came in, we do the math. Okay, this amount has to go into the reserve. This amount goes into this wallet for expansion, future expansion, and overhead, blah blah blah. Then we do the math. Okay, this is the amount that we now have to go and build up our reserve. So then either myself or a designated authorized trader will go to the Cryptrox exchange and will place buy orders. Either place buy orders or directly buy from the sellers, depending on the situation. But bottom line is, those coins, whoever has sell orders in, and please help us support this project instead of just creating a whole bunch of sell orders for an unrealistic price, buy or sell. Either way, please just remove those Mickey Mouse. I shouldn't use that word. What's the word I'm looking for? Let me refer to it as a ridiculously low offer. Offering 1 Satoshi or offering 5 Satoshis. I mean, just imagine what impression that makes on traders that come onto the market and take a look at our coin, when they see there's a whole bunch of people that are offering 1 Satoshi, that are offering 2, 5, 10 Satoshis. I mean, they would say, what is this? This is a joke. They're offering a real cryptocurrency. I mean, they're offering 10 Satoshis, 5 Satoshis, 1 Satoshis, which is not even a fractional amount that can be mentioned in US dollars. I mean, that just sends the wrong signal. And then another thing that I highly would like to discourage everybody from dumping your coins. Please don't, just hang on to them. Place a sell order, yes, but place it at least at a Satoshi value that is minimum 2 or so US cents. Because by just lowering and lowering the price, you're just degrading the project, and it will not attract any big traders. And that's what we need to attract, is big traders. And then most importantly, what also we need to absolutely focus on is creating the utility, creating a real usage of the coin, because that will ultimately decide the demand, and the demand and supply is what makes the price, right? So thank you very much in advance for hearing me out, folks, and I hope to see you on the inside. Again, links and contact details will be posted in the description box below. God bless you, and talk to you again real soon.